Basilica. His death sets in motion century-old traditions that will culminate in the gathering of a conclave of cardinals to choose a successor. In the meantime, the day-to-day running of the tiny Vatican City State will be handled by the Camerlengo, a senior cardinal, currently Dublin-born Kevin Farrell.
Following the recent news concerning Pope Francis, numerous world leaders have extended their heartfelt condolences, reflecting the deep respect and admiration the pontiff commands across nations and faiths. As the spiritual head of over 1 billion Catholics and a respected moral voice on the world stage, any development concerning the Pope resonates far beyond the Vatican. Iran offered condolences today following the death of Pope Francis, head of the Catholic Church at the age of 88. Israeli President Isaac Herzog praised the deceased Pope Francis as a man of deep faith and boundless compassion. Russian President Vladimir Putin hailed the late Pope Francis as a defender of humanism and justice and praised his efforts to promote dialogue between the Orthodox and Catholic churches. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also mourned the death of Pope Francis, saying the Catholic leader had prayed for peace in Ukraine and for Ukrainians. French President Emmanuel Macron also paid homage to Pope Francis, saying he had always been on the side of the most vulnerable and the most fragile and fought for more justice.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu paid a heartfelt tribute to Pope Francis, joining Catholics and Christians around the world in mourning his passing. In an emotional statement, President Tinubu described the pontiff as a humble servant of God and a timeless champion of the poor, highlighting his legacy of compassion and bridge building across faiths. The president reflected on the symbolic timing of the Pope's death just after Easter as a sacred return to his Maker, and called on Nigerians and the global community to honor the Pope, not just in words, but through acts of mercy, justice, and unity.
Protests broke out in Jos, the Plateau State capital, today over the continued killings of indigenous residents by gunmen suspected to be Fulani militants. The demonstrations, led by Christian leaders, including the state chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Polycarp Lubo, commenced Monday morning at the Favaway Junction Community Road, causing a heavy gridlock and stranding commuters. The latest protest comes amid a surge in violent attacks by gunmen in various communities, with over 100 people killed in Bokos and Bassa local government areas in the past 2 weeks. Another protester, Hanato Philip, called on the government to intervene before it spirals out of control. The protesters, brandishing placards with different inscriptions, were seen marching towards the refilled government house.
Governor Hyacinth Alia has declared the Benue State is currently under siege by armed herdsmen. This came just as the death toll in the Holy Thursday and Good Friday attacks in Ukum and Lugo local government areas of the state rose to 72. Recall that armed herdsmen on motorbikes stormed the two local government areas in coordinated attacks, killing, maiming, and razing homes. The attack on the two local government areas came a few days after similar attacks on Iko Biasa 2, Oktobiakpa, Emichi Opomaju, and Odudaje communities in Otukpo local government area, which claimed about 30 lives and many sustained severe injuries, while the rampaging herders also razed several properties. Speaking while giving an update on the attacks, Governor Hyacinth Alia urged the federal government to step into the situation and end the activities of the killer herders in the state. The governor appealed for support, assuring of his determination to end insecurity in the 5 worst-hit local government areas of the state within the shortest possible time. He also advised the people to always seek information from security agencies that would help them act decisively to tackle any form of insecurity in their communities.
The National Youth Service Corps has released Stream 1 postings for the 2025 Batch A prospective Corps members. This is just as it noted that the signing and printing of the addendum is vital for camp entry. According to a series of posts on its X handle today, the NYSC said the document is crucial for registration and to avoid potential service disruptions, as some camps may require it for verification. It stressed that the addendum is typically accessible on the NYSC dashboard after a successful online registration. Meanwhile, NYSC also stated that some prospective Corps members deployed to Lagos will have their orientation course in Ogun, Ondo, and Osun camps, while some PCM deployed to Abuja will have their orientation camps in Nasarawa and Kaduna camps. It also advised PCMs not to travel at night to the orientation camp.
The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has faulted a media report claiming that it has agreed on a concession duration for the Akan Ibiam International Airport AIIA Enugu. It will be recalled that Enugu Airport came under media scrutiny barely 48 hours ago after an airline suspended its flight operations to the airport due to infrastructural defects. This suspension of flight services prompted the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria to immediately shut the airport, stating that it would embark on emergency runway rehabilitation. In a statement signed by the Special Advisor on Media and Communications to the Minister, Tunde Moshood, today, Keyamo described the report as untrue, although the Minister acknowledged that the government was considering concessions and had received proposals from various interested companies. He stated that no conclusion had been reached. Moshood noted that many of the airports in the country are operating at a loss and have to be subsidized monthly by government, reinforcing the need for concessions.
In modern societies, healthcare delivery ought not to be the problem of any member of the society. Hence, easy access to quality healthcare services should be a right and not a privilege. In this report, our reporter, Maria Morena Akinola, examines the level of Nigerians' awareness about health insurance and its importance to a developing society like Nigeria.
Have you heard of a scenario whereby a patient is left unattended in a public or private healthcare facility, all because of inability to settle the treatment bill? Also, there were scenarios in which the relatives of a patient would subject themselves to all sorts of ridiculous acts in a bid to get in money to offset hospital bills. These experiences are not uncommon in a society where the majority are considered to be poor or live averagely in terms of meeting daily needs. One alternative way of accessing quality healthcare, either as a wealthy or middle-level individual, is the enrollment in health insurance scheme. Health insurance protects families from unexpected financial burdens and reduces the rate of illnesses caused by the fear of out-of-pocket expenses for consultations, tests, treatments, surgeries, and medications. What then is the perception of average Nigerian about health insurance? Mr. Olanrewaju Ganiu shares his views describing the scheme as unnecessary.
I used to hear about the health insurance, but I don't have much information about it. If we have a kind of adequate information on it, probably a sort of reorientation of people about health insurance, I can go along with that package.
To an event planner and beneficiary of the scheme, Mayowa Omotayo, health insurance helps a great deal, especially in emergency situations.
The difficulties in you paying at the time that you need, probably like the situation that happened of recent of a guy that his wife died because of money. You know, most of the times that you're down, you need the money to sort some certain things, and at that particular time you don't have money. So health insurance help you to, fund that situation. They save that situation at that moment. So it's something that is good because I use it, my entire family uses it, so we don't have any issues when it comes to payment of any treatment. We go for medical check-up anytime, any day.
Speaking in an interview, a public health practitioner, Dr. Muideen Olatunji, underscored health insurance as a funding mechanism that ensures equitable access to affordable healthcare services.
By health insurance, we create a basket fund for the health need of every person. And by that dictate, it shows that not all of us will require health need at any point in time. But we are going to have enough funds to be able to take care of the need of everybody. So it's then to lessen the burden on everybody by sharing the risk. So it has been proven globally that one of the best ways everybody can have equitable access to healthcare services is to adopt health insurance mechanism.
In as much as funding determines the quality and timeliness of healthcare one gets, it is incumbent on people to rather not wait until health crisis arises, but be on guard at taking care of the challenge headlong by involving in health insurance. It is not also out of place for wealthy individuals to enroll less privileged on health insurance as either a community social responsibility or act of generosity. A quality health is a determinant factor to blossoming wealth and life. Miriam Moreno Akinola, BCOS News.
This broadcast of Newscope comes to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Ibadan. Muslim faithful have been advised on the importance of holy pilgrimage in Islam. An Islamic cleric, Sheikh Ismail Bamolada, gave the advice at the opening ceremony of Omola Travels, Hajj and Umrah services held at Omola Building, Iwo Road, Ibadan. Our reporter, Abdul Basit Aziz, was at the venue. His report is presented by Olamikbosi Ishola.
This building in the name of Allah and for the benefit of humanity. Allahu Akbar! Allah!
It was a memorable event as people from far and near gathered to grace the opening ceremony of Omola Travels, Hajj and Umrah services established by Alhaji Olaniyan Kazim. The guest lecturer, Sheikh Ismail Bamolada, urged Muslims to attach great importance to the worship of Allah. The cleric describes Alhaji Olaniyan Mola as a living, truthful and kind-hearted man whose trustworthy behavior is telling.
Wọ́n fi sọ́yà pé olóòótọ́ ni aláàjì wa kọ́ sí torí pé nìkan ọ̀mẹ́jọ́ rẹ̀ wà ìròyìn yẹn pọ̀. Number one, ó jẹ́ nìkan tó wà ọ̀nbù, ó jẹ́ nìkan tó kó àwọn èèyàn mọ́ra. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì, ó jẹ́ nìkan tí wàá máa ń ná owó every Friday. Náà mo ń sọ he spends buoyantly, ó máa ń ná owó yẹn tí ò tiẹ̀ ní mọ́ láti owó kọ.
In his welcome address, the President General, Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes, CCII, Chief Sulaiman Ajewale, while expressing gratitude to God, also commended the CEO of Omola Travels Limited for the achievement. In their goodwill messages, the NYC coordinator Oyo State, Mr. Odoba Uche, and Ibadan-based businessman Alhaji Abdurrashid Omokwon highlighted the qualities and lauded Alhaji Olaniyan Omola's impact on youth and on the people, respectively.
Omola Travel and Tour have been a company in partnership with the NYC. He has been sponsoring most of our programs at the orientation course. Omola have been a long-standing partner with NYC. So NYC in the state feel positively the impact of Omola Travel.
And they are busy to another state. When we are spending money, we need more money.
The CEO and founder of Omola Travels, Hajj and Umrah Services, Alhaji Olaniyan Kasim, returned all thanks to Allah and revealed that the inclusion of the Hajj and Umrah services was driven by his passion and commitment to providing a seamless process for intending pilgrims.
Promise our people by special name of Almighty God, we make sure that all those people that apply for Omola Travel and Tour, at the end of the day, they will be happy. And everybody knows in this Omola Travel and Tour that we are stand on our faith and we believe in Almighty Allah, and we continue to make people happy.
The event was graced by the Chief Imam of Ibadan Land, Sheikh Abdulgani Agbo Tomokekere, the Chairman Oyo State Welfare Board Muslim Wing, Alhaji Azim Atere, religious leaders and broadcasters. The event also featured cutting of the cake and unveiling of Mr. Ibrahim Ogidan as the ambassador of Omola Hajj and Umrah services.
The Gombe State Police Command today confirmed a fatal road accident in Biliri, Gombe State, in which no fewer than 4 people died and 8 others are receiving treatment. The accident occurred today as Christians were returning from a mountain climb held to symbolize the meeting with Jesus Christ in Galilee. Confirming the crash to newsmen, the police spokesperson, Buhari Abdullahi, said 4 died, 2 males and 2 females. 8 victims were taken to the Federal Teaching Hospital Gombe and the General Hospital Biliri, where they are recovering. The incident sparked outrage, with youth setting the truck ablaze and storming the divisional police headquarters, demanding the release of the driver. A combined team of security agencies has been deployed to prevent further escalation.
The death toll from the collapsed 3-story building in Ojodu Berger area of Lagos has risen to 7, following the recovery of 2 additional bodies this afternoon. Initially, 5 bodies had been pulled from the rubble since the tragic incident occurred on Saturday morning. As at 1 p.m. today, emergency response teams, including the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Nigeria Police, and other relevant agencies, were still on site, working to clear the debris. It remains unclear whether more bodies will be trapped beneath the rubble. The building, which housed an eatery, suddenly collapsed on Saturday, killing 2 people instantly and injuring others. Rescue and recovery efforts have continued since then.
Oyo State Governor Ademola Adeleke has demanded an investigation into the alleged burning of Ilesha High Court 2 building by suspected arsonists. Security sources said the building was razed Sunday evening, raising suspicion of the involvement of arsonists. Checks by newsmen revealed that 3 judges are using different courtrooms within the premises of Ilesha High Court. Justice A. Aderibigbe, identified as the presiding judge of the court, holds sitting in Court 1. 2 other judges are sitting in Court 2 and Court 3, located within the same building. Adeleke, while reacting to the incident in a statement signed by his spokesperson, Oluyole Rashid, which was obtained in Osogbo today, condemned the burning of Ilesha High Court 2 building by yet-to-be-identified criminals, describing it as an unjustifiable attack on the state judiciary. Noting that the attack portends a threat to democracy, Adeleke also said the judiciary remains a stabilizer and critical arbiter of the democratic process, urging support rather than attack for it. When contacted for further clarifications, the police public relations officer of Osun Command, Abiodun Ojelabi, said investigation had already commenced into the matter.
To end this edition of Newscope, here again are the main points. Following the recent news concerning Pope Francis, numerous world leaders have extended their heartfelt condolences, reflecting the deep respect and admiration the pontiff commands across nations and faiths.
Protests broke out in Jos, the Plateau State capital, today over the continued killings of indigenous residents by gunmen suspected to be Fulani militants.
The National Youth Service Corps has released Stream 1 postings for the 2025 Batch A prospective corps members. It also advised PCMs, that's prospective corps members not to travel at night to the orientation camp.
Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has demanded an investigation into the alleged burning of Ilesha High Court 2 building by suspected arsonists.
And that's all from Newscope Desk for now. It was packaged by Bode Akinjola and delivered by Olukemi Ajayi and
Idowu Shekoni. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to tune in for the Yoruba version at 8 p.m. Good evening.
The city of Ibadan, the home of ancient warlords, in the Pacesetter state, this is Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan.
Wọ̀kùwọ̀kù lọ́rọ̀rùn pẹ̀sẹ̀ láti kéde nílé akéde tọ̀yọ́ ni ó nílò kan ṣe mọ́ dára rẹ̀ láàmú sọ pé òun wọkọ̀ bọ̀ wá sílé akéde lóríta Basọ̀rún nílùú Ìbàdàn mọ́ pàápàá jùlọ láti ṣe ìkéde yẹn polówó ọjà yẹn tàbí fi tọ́tọ́ tó sì yẹ tó àwọn aráàlú létí bóyá nípa àpàdé nípa àsọjí àbí nǹkan kan àbómi ìtẹ́balẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe ẹ torí agbègbè àgbáyé kẹ́ẹ̀nà tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe hàn wá 09158703300 lórí agbègbè kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ WhatsApp nọ́mbà ìkànnà àmọ́ ni ọ̀rọ̀rùn pẹ̀sẹ̀ stress free courtesy BCOS. You don't have to stress yourself coming down to Ile Akede Orita Basọ̀rún Ìbàdàn again to make that announcement or place that advert. Book online, personal paid announcements, obituaries, or in memoriam, annual conventions, workshops, crusades, social diaries, inter-house sport competitions, musical shows or concerts, and other promotions. Very simple. Go online to book for transmission on BCOS radio channels or BCOS TV, or simply call 091 5870 3300 or WhatsApp on the same number 091 5870 3300. BCOS, a media giant in a class of its own.
Oluyole FM. Onjalala. Onjatoroto. Oluyole FM. Òkìlẹ̀ létí. Oluyole FM ó báradọ́gba kìíní sìn bí ọmọ àwélé ó já gàràgà ní fara olùkọ́yìn tètò tó ń ti ròyìn ní yògbà ajídára bí ìṣù ẹ̀lú fi ká fábẹ́lá tẹ̀ 98.5 FM ìkòkò ọbẹ̀ fún gbogbo ẹlẹgbẹ́ tó kù máa gbọ́ lọ.
Special secret that awakens taste buds. Mouth-watering wonder with awesome aroma. Terra seasoning cubes.
Terra seasoning cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra cubes. Come cook with Terra.
Is always full of wahala, but there is music, passion, feelings, and good vibes. Take a ride with InDrive app to get there on your own terms. You decide what your life will be full of and choose a fair price for this ride. InDrive, the InDrive online passenger transportation aggregator, is not a taxi service. Find more information at www.indrive.com.
The future belongs to the dreamers, the doers, to those who are not afraid to explore endless opportunities. No matter what your dreams are, you can achieve it. And Top Tea will be with you every step of the way. Start your day with a flavorful cup of Top Tea. You are made for more. Find your inspiration. Top Tea, big round bags of flavor.
láti máa ṣe o tó bá fẹ́ ṣe oúnjẹ tó wú ni lórí o.
ìbá ṣe jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù ata díndín kódà àsáró tàbí spaghetti
ṣe oúnjẹ tó ta wọ́n yọ.